Thank you for applying for the Child Protective Investigation position. When seconds count, your career decision may be the critical difference in the life of a child. Over the next couple of minutes, we will provide you with information about the position as well as testimonies from the frontline staff. Please feel free to write down any questions you may have, and we will be happy to answer them at the time of your interview.
So I got a case this morning and off to the location. This morning I woke up, they called me around 9 o'clock.
This is not a 9-to-5 job.
It's not a 9-to-5 job.
This is not a 9-to-5 job.
It's not a 9-to-5.
So don't come in thinking it's a 9-to-5 job, but just know that this is a job that if you can do this job, you can do any job. And it's very rewarding, and at the end of the day, you know, you really are saving lives.
A lot of CPIs, they have expectations prior to the job. And when the job starts, their expectations aren't necessarily what they thought they would be. So my job is to help smooth that process and help you to know where your resources are so you can do your job effectively and not get brought down by the things that CPI life can contain.
Most challenging thing about being a CPI is the time management. You have to learn to balance your work life with your personal life.
Pull up a map, check where it's at, kind of review the information, check the prior history, see what I'm walking into, see what I'm heading to, and then off to the field. And then as the day goes on, again, depending on where I'm at, I could get one case, I could get 2 cases. It would be a real busy day to get 3 cases. And then you don't really know when you're going to end your day.
As a child protective investigator, you will hold a vital role in protecting the vulnerable, promoting strong and economically self-sufficient families, and advancing personal and family recovery and resiliency.
As a supervisor, when I'm looking at my PIs, one of the most, I think, skills or traits that they need, important traits, is being able to manage your time and being able to recognize when a child is safe or unsafe.
One thing I've learned very quickly is that you have to be able to prioritize and manage your time. That's pretty much everything, because different things pop up at different times. May come in and get a case that demands that I can be outside all day following up. So I've got to be able to prioritize whatever it is I planned in the morning versus the new case that I have.
And make sure that you don't leave any kids at risk, but also that you're doing everything in a timely manner, especially if you have more than one case that you're going out at a time.
Having reliable transportation is a requirement for this position. You will be responsible for notifying your insurance company that your vehicle will be used for business purposes. A vehicle reimbursement is provided twice a year to offset these additional expenses. You will also be provided mileage reimbursement of 44 cents per mile.
Well, of course, we've got to see all of our victims and all of our children within 24 hours. So sometimes you're up against the clock to get where you need to go. I just got a case. It's a domestic violence situation. There's 2 kids on my report. It occurred at some point last night, and it looks like Dad was arrested. So the children are with Mom, most likely at home. If not, I'll have to find what school they go to. It didn't give me any other information except the home address. So I will commence the case. I will start at home, and I will see where that leads me. The cases can range from, you know, we've got lots of maltreatments. Domestic violence is one of the main maltreatments that we do receive. You know, physical injury, inadequate supervision, sexual abuse, threatened harm.
A lot of the family history is domestic violence and substance use.
Here at the CAC, we see a plethora of cases, death cases, brutal cases, real nasty encounterments.
I've encountered all sorts of clients. I've had clients who were rich to the, I come in and their homes are just like, oh my gosh, I could only see this on TV. I've also come to hotels where you have mom, dad, and like the 5 kids living in one hotel room.
We investigate exploitation. We investigate human trafficking. We investigate environmental hazards. There's many other things that we investigate besides just abuse.
When I get to the house, this case is a domestic violence case. Mom and children should be there. If they are, I want to speak to the children first, which sometimes can be challenging. Parents often want to sit in there, but a parent can influence a kid's statement. I mean, one of the key components, especially when we're busy during our peak intake time, is doing absolutely the most you can right at the beginning of the case. You could have 30 cases on your caseload, but when you're dealing with that one person, remember that one case, that one person, as far as they know, you have one case and it's their case. So that's kind of an important trait. Obviously, your customer service skills are very important.
As a child protective investigator, one's schedule will fluctuate from day to day as your work hours will vary. You will be required to complete on-call shifts, which include weekends and holidays. You will be given the resources and tools to complete your duties. These tools may consist of a laptop and cell phone. The department provides you with 14 to 15 weeks of pre-service training to prepare for your role of a child protective investigator. The training provides you experience in the classroom and in the field. At the end of the training, each trainee will be given a post-test for which they are required to pass in order to maintain employment as a child protective investigator. Upon successful completion of the pre-service training, you will be paired with an individual support team that will guide and provide supervision through completion of becoming fully certified as a child protective investigator.
So just came out of the home visit, interviewed the kids. Luckily, mom and the kids were at home. At this point, I need to catch up with the father. Every interview I do, it's written down, and every written down interview is then retyped into the computer. Once you type everything up and you've gone out and you've initially commenced your case, you then have a consultation with your supervisor.
Well, they have a myriad of supports, myself included. They also have their supervisor, they have their senior investigator, and their trainer follows them outside of their training.
A lot of times when I do the OTIs, which is the out-of-town inquiry, I'll just go out there and come back, put my notes in, and then a lot of times the PIs don't even realize that I did it for them.
You're going to talk about the case, you're going to discuss what's important, what's not important, what you think needs to be done, and this is where, you know, your opinion comes into. You as an investigator, you spoke to the family, you gathered all the information, you sat in that living room, you know this family the best during this conversation.
Right now, training lasts about 3 months. It is a mixture of classroom and field activity.
Training definitely prepared me just to understand the different criterias and the thresholds that must be met so I can make an appropriate assessment, like what is present danger, what is impending danger, is this child safe?
The job is very high energy, fast paced, and detail oriented. And based on the decisions that we make, we can alter a family's life forever.
Now, I really enjoy what I do. I do this because somebody's got to do it, and I really like doing it. You get a feeling that you've accomplished something, and it can be overwhelming, but that's why we do it.
When I go out and if I just know I change one kid, like one child's life, like I'm able to help a child at least one time, like that's enough for me.
Knowing that I can help one family or one child, even if it's just a slight difference, is really what keeps me going on the job.
Make sure that they're coming to do this job from their heart, that it's something that they want to do, that it's kids that they want to help. It's rewarding in a sense because you can be a voice for somebody who can't speak.
And then about 6 months later, I get a phone call from mom. And she's very excited. She's like, I just wanted to give you an update, let you know that I'm doing good. I feel like your family. You were one of the people that helped me make this big change in my life, helped me to be that mom that I've always wanted to be for my kids. And I really want to call just to say thank you for helping me keep my family together. I wanted to let you know that we took your advice and we went and got counseling and we're getting married. The other reason I was calling you is because I wanted to call to ask you if you would come to my wedding, because she said she feels like I was the reason why her and her fiance were getting married. So I felt, it was really good to know that, I helped her out and I helped that family out, because sometimes you may think that you don't.
The department is committed to being a world-class organization. We strive to maintain trusting, supportive, learning, and professional environment. We understand the importance of maintaining and building new relationships with our community partners, to include, but are not limited to, law enforcement, schools, community-based care organizations, substance abuse, and mental health providers.
Generally, we're gonna be dealing with police frequently. Depending on what your case is about, oftentimes we will commence cases alongside the police. If there is criminal implications, if there is CPI safety issues, those are two things you're going to contact police every time. Sometimes the police have already been there, so you can go there as long as you don't have any safety concerns. Then you can request a copy of the police report. We deal with all the different agencies throughout the counties. You deal with local, you deal with the city police, you deal with the county police. It just depends on where you're at.
We work with the child protection team, we work with law enforcement, we work with even the medical examiner's office. We work with children's homes, like a lot of case management organizations.
We also work with law enforcement, the court systems, schools. We partner with them as well.
And generally speaking, the day-to-day kind of differs. Some days I wake up, I head straight to the office. Other days I wake up and I just start typing notes, depending on how the previous day ended. If it's not busy, I'm going to start with the paperwork, typing notes. And then you have a really good discussion about what you need to do next, and what child's, what the safety issues are, and if there's any danger threats. You're going to discuss all that and work towards closing your case with all that in place.
It's very flexible. It's really, you can kind of move your schedule around.
It's a very flexible job, and it's a very rewarding job. I have to say, I do love my job.
The one time when somebody says thank you, you helped me, that can make me go for another 5 years.
Becoming a child protective investigator is a very demanding career and may not be for everyone. We hope that this video has provided you with some useful information about the child protective investigations field. The department has an array of employment opportunities in various program areas that are available for your review. For additional information and resources, contact your local county Department of Children and Families.